Welcome to Lofty Pursuits and Public Displays of Confection in Tallahassee, Florida, where we make hard candy. Today, Jake and I are going to revisit one of our most popular flavors, Nectar, but we're going to put a twist on it. This time we're going to make it out of a sugar-free material called isomalt. And Nectar, along with this machine, comes from the Mullanes Candy Company in Cincinnati. It was a company that opened in 1848 and closed in 1988, and we acquired much of our equipment from it and the secret recipe to this flavor. Nectar is a delicious flavor that changes as you suck on it, and because the flavor is so hard to describe, I'm hoping that you, the viewer, will in the comments here. Jake has heated our isomalt to 340 degrees. That's about 30 degrees hotter than we cook our sugar. And he's already added the food coloring and the flavor to the pot, and he's pouring it on our candy cooling table to bring the temperature down. Just like what we do with sugar, we have to do with isomalt. I'm regularly asked how you make sugar-free hard candy. If you're not using sugar, what's it made out of? And the answer is, and at least in our case, isomalt. To understand what isomalt is, you should also understand what sugar is. Table sugar is sucrose, and sucrose is a chemical bond of fructose and glucose. And we can break this down, we can add more glucose, and we can do a lot of chemical reactions to this. But what they've done in isomalt is the glucose they've left alone, but the fructose they've broken down into two materials, sorbitol and mannitol. These are both sugar alcohols. And this conglomeration together produces a material which is about 50 to 60% as sweet as sugar, but has some nice side effects. It doesn't get as sticky in humidity. It is very, very clear. It has only 2 calories per gram, and it acts to the body like a dietary fiber. In other words, it doesn't raise blood sugar dramatically, and it's great for people who are trying to avoid that, be them diabetics or just people who are watching their diet. And as Jake sets up the machine on the table, our fruit drop roller, let me ask you for a favor. If you have a moment, take a look at our description. We have a link to go to the Best of Tallahassee Awards. We're up for an online voting popularity contest, and we'd like you to vote for us in the following categories: Best Ice Cream Frozen Yogurt, Best Food Truck, and Best Business Social Media to Follow. Thank you. We'd really appreciate it if you could take a moment and do this. Now, while isomalt has a lot of benefits for certain people, it also has a few problems. One, for the customer, you really shouldn't eat more than about half a bag of it at a time, or our bag about 60 grams. It can upset your stomach if you have too much. And 2, it costs about 10 times what sugar costs. So unfortunately, the price of the candy is a little higher because of this. Artificial sweeteners are not a new thing. They date back to the 1800s, 1878 to be exact, roughly the time this machine was made, with the invention of saccharin. Although it was invented in the 1800s, artificial sweeteners didn't hit wide acceptance until World War I and World War II, when sugar rationing cut the amount of sugar on the market and the home market needed an alternate sweetener. And that's when these artificial sweeteners came in. But they had a problem. They didn't behave like sugar, so they couldn't replace sugar in important things like royal icings and, in this case, hard candy. And that took until the 1960s when isomalt was invented. And isomalt, being a derivative of table sugar, behaves like table sugar and lets us make these candies that are almost identical in texture to the traditional hard candies that we make. If you've ever wondered why lemon drops are called lemon drops or cough drops are called cough drops, it's because it's how we separate these pieces from the sheet and how we separate off the flash. Thank you for watching this video. If If you like this video, please subscribe to us here on YouTube and turn your announcements on. We also have a big backstock of videos for you to watch. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you want to, you can order our candies on our website, www.pd.net. And while you're there, you can sign up for our email list and get regular updates about new candies when they come out, so you get an advanced chance to get them before everyone else does. You can also visit us in Tallahassee if you ever make it by here. We're easy to get to. We're right off the Thomasville Road exit of I-10. And while we don't make candy every day, we are open at 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. for brunch, and we continue with ice cream until we close at 9 or 10 p.m. depending on the day. Thank you for watching. We'd love to see you in person or have you try our candies. We'll see you when the next video comes out. Goodbye.